Nobody's coming to save you. No one. No one's coming to push you. No one's coming to tell you to turn Netflix off. No one's coming to tell you to get out the door and exercise. Nobody's coming to tell you to apply for that job that you've always dreamed about. Nobody's coming to write the business plan for you. It's up to you. This video is for those who feel lost or stuck in a dark place. My goal is to provide ways for you to get out of that hole and become the best version of yourself. First, the mindset you need to adopt is to take full responsibility for everything that happens in your life. Sounds easy, right? But think back to the last time you complained. My life sucks. My coworkers are so toxic. Why my parents don't understand me, they need to accept me as I am. No, bro. People don't owe you anything. Life doesn't owe you anything. I'm not the nice guy who'll tell you everything will be okay. No, it will be okay when you make it okay, because your life is literally in your hands and in your hands only. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody will. You want your life to change? You have to change. Complaining and whining, as many people do, will only dig you deeper. We live in a generation of complainers. They're everywhere, online, in the comments, maybe even among your friends or family. The more you surround yourself with these people, the more you adopt that behavior yourself. You feel stuck because you haven't expanded your mind beyond the problem. If you only focus on the problem will expand further, which means you're creating a self-fulfilling prophecy of failure. But shift your focus to goals, and your mind will start spotting solutions and opportunities. Whining or complaining won't solve anything. The only way forward is to actively solve the problem. To start taking back control of your life, you need a goal. If you don't know what you want yet, consider those you aspire to be like. It doesn't even have to be that accurate at first. It just has to be a minimum viable goal, something that you can at least start to put effort and energy into. Because motivation and passion follow when you begin working toward a goal. To get started, just have a rough idea of a goal or vision you want to achieve. Then, start gathering ideas that align with that goal. Expand your thinking by reading new books and having more meaningful conversations, not just mindless chats with friends like, "Did you play that new video game?" Instead, talk with friends, family, or anyone, focusing on topics related to your goal. This helps you see clearly if and how you want to pursue it. By having these focused conversations, whether with others, books, content, or even your own mind, you'll open up new possibilities and find other goals that may suit you better. One thing about the algorithm on social media is it shapes your identity based on your goals. As I said, you notice more things that help you achieve your goals. If you don't have a goal, that means the algorithm will choose one for you. So if your goal is to unconsciously scroll on social media and just be a subhuman, then the content you're exposed to is going to condition that identity. You're going to spend more time on that content, the algorithm is going to show you more, and you'll end up in a loop, seeing more of the same content, surrounded by people that you probably don't want to become. So be careful with what you put into your brain. Social media is such a powerful tool for learning, building, and meeting new people, and actually creating the life that you want to live. But it can quickly, very quickly, destroy your mind. As parents, when you were a kid, your parents made you do the things you didn't feel like doing because you wouldn't have done them on your own. It's very, very simple to get what you want, but it's not easy. The fact that we make decisions not based on what we know we need to do, not based on our goals, but based on how we feel right now. It's your feelings that make the decision for you. It's one of the reasons why parents are so important for kids, because if we let it up to kids to do whatever they felt like doing, they'd never go to school. They'd never do their homework. They'd never use their manners. They'd never learn to eat correctly. They'd never do anything. They'd just sit around and watch TV all day. That's the job of a parent. What most of us don't realize is that when you become 18, when you move out of the house, when you're an adult, you have to parent yourself. Here's the rub. You're never, ever, ever going to feel like doing the things you need to do in order to have what you want. You're always going to need to push yourself. You're always going to need to parent yourself. So what is the net advice on this? What is the bottom line? The bottom line is no one's coming. No one. No one's coming to push you. No one's coming to tell you to turn the TV off. No one's coming to tell you to get out the door and exercise. Nobody's coming to tell you to apply for that job that you've always dreamed about. Nobody's coming to write the business plan for you. It's up to you. And because you're only ever going to do the things that you feel like doing right now, or that feel good right now, unless you understand that you've got to parent yourself, you've got to push yourself, you're not going to make your dreams come true. You weren't that way when you were growing up, and you're certainly not that way as an adult. And there's a tremendous amount of liberation that comes when you accept the fact that you're always going to need to give yourself a push. If you have legs, you can stand up and walk. no matter how you feel, no matter if you have the most painful whatever in your stomach. If you are the most depressed individual in the world, there's a way to get up and get to the other side of the room. If you feel depressed or you're crying all the time, you can still get up and wash the dishes. I don't care how much you don't want to do them, you can still do them. That's how you break out of the conditioned, closed mind that you've dug yourself into or trapped yourself in. That is the first step to actually getting out. It's just forward movement. The solution to most of your problems is just forward movement. One of the most profound changes in my life has been believing in the law of assumption and trusting in God. I began to communicate with God in a way I hadn't before. I began praying as if I was truly speaking to someone who cared deeply about me, like talking to my best friend. When I was feeling down, I'd sit after my prayer and just talk to God. I don't feel good, and this is what's going on. I don't know why I feel this way, but I know you're the only one who can help me. I give it to you. You know what's best for me. Please show me the way. The more I spoke to God this way, the more I noticed things in my life starting to manifest. You guys are expecting things to come into your life, but did you ask God? Did you ask the universe? If you don't believe in anything, just ask. You cannot expect help if you don't ask for help, and you cannot expect good things to come if you don't even accept help from people. You know, sometimes God puts people into our lives to help us, to upgrade us, and if you're constantly dismissing people and being like, no, I got it on my own, how will you ever get there? And then you keep asking God, why don't you help me? God says, I sent you this person, but you dismiss them completely. Let go of trying to control everything. For a long time, I tried to control every aspect of my life, but once I began genuinely communicating with God and saw that He was listening, I learned to trust Him. I began to release my desires, asking only once and being specific. And in doing so, I found peace, knowing that I was no longer alone in carrying the weight of my hopes and fears. And now, whatever happens, even if it's good or bad, I trust that it's for my better. That's how much you have to trust, and you have to start assuming like the world is designed for you to succeed. When you face a difficult situation or you have to make a decision, view the situation from the perspective of the best version of yourself. I want you to adopt this mindset of, what would the best version of myself do? You have a big project and need to make a presentation in front of many people. You might think, oh no, I'm so nervous, I can't do this. What would the best version of yourself do? Look into the mirror, say, I am powerful, I am amazing, I am gonna kill this day. Ask God, God, today I want you to help me to talk better, to deliver, to have the best presentation ever. God, please stand by with me today. And I swear when you start talking, you talk like you've never talked before because He literally helps you. Ask for help, you'll receive help. See, becoming the best version of yourself, it's not linear. It hurts. It takes accountability. Accountability leads to guilt because you have to see all the things you've done before. If you are trying to heal from trauma, it often means that you have to relive the trauma to heal from it, and this hurts. And you know what? You're gonna have so many bad days as well. But I still have bad days. You know, I have days where I wake up and I'm like, wow, I really don't like this. I really don't want this. But then, you know, when you change your mindset, you change your life. Have my bad day. I always think, what would the best version of me think right now? You know, what would he do? And I know he thinks that he believes in God. He believes in the universe. He believes that everything's working out for him. So he knows that this bad day is actually a blessing. Because how can we appreciate the good days if we do not have bad days? We would not even know what good days were if there were no bad days. So, I'm telling you, when you are trying to recover from something, when you are trying to become a better person, you will have good and bad days, but it's the process that will make you fall in love with life, you know? Oftentimes, it's not the thing that we get. For example, if you want an expensive car, the car itself does not fulfill you, but the process towards the car, the working towards it, the anticipation, the, oh my God, I'm gonna get it tomorrow, that's what makes you happy. And then when you get it, you're like, oh wow, is this it? But you forget the whole process before. That's the exciting part. That's the process. That's the happiness. So you have to look at things like, wow, I fall in love with the process of getting things, not the thing itself, but the whole time that takes to get there. The bad days, the good days, everything, you embrace it all. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I'm telling you, no one is coming to save you. Do you know why? Because no one can save you.